Yeah, so the first thing that we want to know from you is what is your choice brunch plate?
I love egg benedict
With
either Canadian bacon or regular bacon.
yes.
And I love when the yolk just pops.
Yes.
It's just
Such a wonderful moment.
It's just like, look, my mouth is watering. And I like that with home fries. And I like my home fries like not too mushy. I like it nice and firm, not obviously raw, but nice and firm with like nice like pieces of peppers and onions and then I like to have a little bit of ketchup and a little bit of hot sauce.
Yes.
On the side, so I can double dip if I want, or if it's too hot, you know. And then, yeah, that's my favorite.
Amazing.
Yes.
I love it as Benedict. Like, I love it with salmon when they make it with that like
With the lot.
Yeah,
I
with the
love
lot.
it with the lot.
Yes.
And I have to say, can I have two favorites?
Yes.
Okay. So that's my American favorite.
Okay. Yes.
But I'm not gonna say it's evident because I don't like this whole thing like because you're Dominican, you like plátano. No, but mango with cebollita and the right mango because it has to have the right texture. It can't be too gooey, and it can't be too thick.
Talk about it and hard
or like chunky.
With like, but alright, so not gooey, but I was gonna say like little pieces.
Little tiny
like
pieces.
Little tiny pieces, not soupy.
I want to feel that.
Because I want some soupy.
No, I don't like the soupy one. I like creamy, but I like to feel like there's a plátano.
Yes.
So
we all want to feel that.
Back to me. With lots of cebollita on top.
I love the cebolla.
And you know, I'm not crazy about salami, or at least that kind of salami. But I love it with queso frito, with huevo frito, with la yema blandita, and with un pedazo de aguacate.
Okay, so in this vegan challenge that we just finished, which we'll talk about in a minute, I discovered, because I couldn't eat, what was I eating the mango with? So it was the mango with cebollita, and then my mom was like, pero comete el aguacate. Why had it never occurred to me until recently to eat aguacate with my mango? Never occurred to me. Never occurred to me. It's insane. It's kind of like a sin. Even my family was like, what? Like,
but aguacate goes with like
everything. And they were like, yeah, you could eat it with that. And I'm like, but I have it. And they're like, bitch, like, eat that.
Those are my two favorite, like absolute favorite brunch.
So if you haven't been to Havana Cafe in the Bronx, they need to start paying us because we
But this meal specifically too, because you know that I get it all the time.
They call their mango la combinación perfecta because they give you the mango, but then they also add empanada, Cuban sandwich empanada on the side for no reason. No reason. It's just there.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Where is it?
In the Bronx. So East Tree, they have two locations. One in East Tree, one by Castle Hill. It's by my house, Prima. So we can go. We should go together. Yes.
It's so good.
Yes. As soon as these checks come through.
Because that mixed with their sangrias.
Sangria is such a good brunch.
That's a spot. All right. We gotta make it.
Speaking about sangrias, so what are you gonna end up choosing to drink with your favorite brunch plates?
And you can have two, because I understand that
there's a difference. Yes. Right? Okay. So with my egg benedicts, I have to say that I'm gonna go with the Holy Grail mimosas.
Yes.
Tried and true.
Yes.
You know, like I love them because they just creep in on you.
Yeah.
Instead they go down such like in a such a smooth way. Y de repente you're like, whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
So definitely the mimosas. I like to get fancy with my mimosas, so I like to try it with different things. So like the bellinis and stuff.
Yes. I love it.
Have you tried it with passion fruit?
Yes.
Oh, so good.
It's so good. Actually, it was I can't remember what spot, but a spot I'm lying. When we went to
in the highest
shout out
where
where the Bago used to do
Bago
brunches.
Oh,
yes, which I told
that was the first time that I had ever a boozy brunch too.
Yes, it was one of the first
ones.
ones.
Bottomless mimosa.
Yes, and they were like
Okay.
bottomless. They had, I think, passion fruit mango and then orange juice were
Yeah.
the flavors. And when we found that passion fruit, oh my god.
It's so good.
We were lit.
Yeah, we got lit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Michael. Thank you for that.
So bring that back.
Bottomless at Havana spot?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
it's done.
Yeah.
We're gonna set that.
We're gonna set
and we're gonna go for sure. And so for the mangú,
Yeah.
right? I have to go with my café con leche.
Yes.
Oh.
But
Try and
it's
true.
just, you know, I'm gonna say this, and I'm not even shy about saying it. I'm a little bougie with my coffee.
Good.
So I like to mix it with coconut sugar
Ooh.
and
Oh.
with vanilla flavored almond milk.
That's a whole level of bougie I ain't heard of yet.
So it's really good.
Where you
Oh,
heard that
but wait,
shit
but wait, but wait. And I'm not even kidding. I make my coffee like this every single morning. Cinnamon
Yeah.
and nutmeg.
Yeah.
So this is how I like my coffee. It's like my favorite way to drink it, and it just brings me like this sense of home, you know. Because TR, that's how they have coffee. They have coffee with sometimes with cinnamon and with nutmeg.
Yeah.
But then, you know, the coconut sugar and the vanilla almond milk is like my little touch.
I just didn't even know
Coconut
coconut sugar
sugar.
was a thing. I'm like
It is.
learning so much
It's
today.
And it's a great alternative to like the regular sugar.
Awesome. Yeah, that's incredible. So, tell us a little bit about what it was like going out to eat growing up.
Is this a trick question? Listen, so first of all, that wasn't something that happened a lot. I lived on a highway, and McGrath Highway, and there was a Burger King in the corner of where I lived, and literally like we would just rejoice every time there was like 99-cent Whoppers and chicken sandwiches, and that was like our eating out experience. It was like my mom giving us like $5 or $10 and buying 10 Whoppers, and sometimes being able to eat like 2 of them, and we would be so happy. It was like literally for us, and you know, I think about this a lot, and one of the reasons why I am really transparent on my social media and on my podcast and blog is because when you quote unquote make it, or when you have successes in your life, you tend to forget the process, and you tend to forget these things, right? Like I don't think anyone in my entire life has asked me what was it like going out to eat, and so it's not top of mind, and I don't think about it. But when I think about it, I'm like, fuck, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful because you know how many incredible eating experiences I've had all over the world, from Senegal to Dubai to France, like to all over the TR, and to think that I ate fucking Whoppers as like an exquisite meal growing up.
Yeah.
You know, and then my mom, when she was feeling like there was a little extra cash, and she was a little loose in terms of like she's drinking or whatever, she's like, all right, let's all go out, and she would take us to Venezia Garden.
Oh wow!
in Dorchester, and this would happen like maybe once a year or maybe every 2 years or something. But we would get like a paella and we'd get lobster and stuff.
Wow.
So we did have those like little moments. But they were like, it was just it's so weird, because it was like Venezia Garden was like this spot where like it was a Dominican restaurant, but it was like lots of like music, and it was kind of like children shouldn't have been there, you know? It was like kind of
I know, I see it in my head.
You know?
Yes.
And so it's like it's interesting that those were my 2 kind of like eating out experiences, and of course we were doing takeout, you know, like Chinese food and like the regular hood shit, right? Like let's be real, you know. And then my mom, like very rarely, but she would take us to Jamaica Plain. Jamaica Plain is like this neighborhood that is completely gentrified now, but there was a lot of Dominicans then, and there was Jelly's Coffee Shop, and Jelly's Coffee Shop was this Dominican spot where they sell frituras, and like we would have like some frituras like every 2-3 years.
Wow.
But yeah, that's my eating out experience.
Yeah, and I think I love what you even said about like traveling, because I have that a lot too. When I travel, like when I was out in Japan, I had this moment where I was like sitting and like Venetia was there with Chad, and like my best friend was there, and then my other bestie was there, and it was this weird moment. And then we had like all this weird shit in front of us, and like they were looking at the food like real screw face, but I was like really enthusiastic about it. But I was enthusiastic because I was like, here we are in fucking Japan,
Right.
not enjoying the meal apparently, but like people were like, what is this? Oh, I don't know if I trust that chicken. Is it like, it's just all these things. They had a rough time with the food a little bit. I was eating everything, but like even just that, I was just like, even though like, even when there was a moment we did go to Burger King, and I was like, yeah, and I'm in Burger King in Japan, like awesome. And I still felt it was almost like exciting, because when you go to other countries and you see some of these American brands, things like I don't give a fuck about McDonald's, but if I go somewhere, I'm like, oh, this is the McDonald's in Germany.
Sweden, if you ever go, no, Sweden, not Switzerland. If you ever go to Switzerland, it's so expensive. When I tell you expensive, it's like you think expensive and then add more.
Yeah.
So when I was in Switzerland, I remember being at McDonald's, and my meal was I think $21.
What?
Something absurd like that. They have their own currency and everything, and so I was like, shit, I'm at McDonald's, like I'm paying $21. You know,
What is the dollar menu?
dollar menu, girl. But I feel you, like even eating the shittiest thing anywhere else in the world, it could be like a 25-cent taco in Mexico City.
Yeah.
And like, I'm eating a taco in Mexico City. And I don't ever want to lose that. I know I'm gonna be a millionaire. Like I know that for a fact.
Me too.
Dollars, not pesos or anything. Let me make that real clear. And when I get to that point, I never want to lose sort of this sense of just gratitude that I have towards things, because true, I come from a very crazy upbringing. So.
No, gratitude is important, and I think food is like a language of love, and I say this all the time, which is why I love eating. You know, and I do love, and I want part of when I become a millionaire. You know, I want us to be sitting at a restaurant, and that we can have our primos, parents, like, you know, like our community who like never thought that they'd be sitting at these tables, to be sitting at these tables.
Absolutely.
Really excited about that.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so then what is your favorite bochinche topics to talk about when you're having a meal?
Ooh. You know, I'm a Sagittarius. And I just learned Sagittarius is the love the kiki. You know, and it's interesting. What do I? So I have to be honest, and I don't mean to sound like prude or like whatever, like a goody two shoes. But look, I like to talk about work.
Yeah.
And I like to talk about like, all right, like what are we doing? What's going on with our lives? Like how are we gonna push forward? And then I'd like to talk about men.
Yes.
But I always tend to go through like money, career, like how are you doing? How are you taking care of yourself? All this stuff with my girlfriends. And of course, then we end up in the men category. Just because it's hard out here for a successful boss lady. And so, you know, it's important to have these conversations with your girlfriends. So we love to talk about that. And I was always that girl in like, literally like in the first grade. Like I was always that girl who's always like giving advice to people. So I've been like a life coach from very, very young. And so hard to that. People call to for advice or to tell them like they're pregnant first or whatever.
Yes.
And so I actually don't see it as a curse. It's like, I love doing that. I love being able to sort of be able to hear someone, listen to them, and then share, you know, my solicited and unsolicited advice. I actually love
Look, you need to ask me, girl, but you need to I was talking about how to take care of myself, and she turned out, she goes, so what are we going to do about that? I
have one of my best friends, Aid, her thing, and like it's always always the same thing. She's always like, so what's the plan?
Yeah.
And that's literally what she tells me. So I kind of like got that from her. And I'm like, every time someone's telling, so what's the plan? You're never leaving a conversation with me without having a plan.
Yeah, no, and I think that's excellent, and I think that's what real besties do, because you have you have a bunch of different layers of friend circles, but the ones who are your real gang, like, they're responsible, and you hold them accountable too, like, to creating these plans, because if we love each other, then what are we doing here?
Right.
Like, what is actually gonna happen?
And we can talk about other people when I'm talking to my friends, but not like literally I've come out and
Right, yeah.
Where like I remember my last it wasn't brunch, it was dinner, but it was with my friend Sandra, and I remember we had a mutual friend. I sometimes have agendas because I'm like, all right, we need to get through these topics. I'm not kidding. I don't always ready. Okay. Yeah. I don't have the time like this time, but I have a list. I'm like, this is what we're gonna talk about today. And so we have a mutual friend who's going through something, and we're like, you know, he was a topic, and we're like, how do we, and literally we spent like half an hour, like, how do we help him? What can we tell him? Blah, blah, blah. And I love being able to uplift other people who are not on the table.
Right.
We're not at the table with the people that are at the table. So
I love